T3 audience. Welcome back to another episode of the one and only T3 podcast series, Bolder Voices, Better Insights, which brings to you the deeper insights and the unfiltered opinions of the travel, tourism, and hospitality industry thought leaders right at your fingertips. The seventh episode is really special to us as we have today Mr. Riaz Munshi, who has a rich and varied experience of more than 26 years in the travel industry. He is the president of Outbound Tour Operators Association of India and the managing director at Chirag Travels Pvt Limited. After a major hit on outbound travel from India, the narratives of the outbound travel and the agents, as well as their working way of doing business, have changed vigorously. Therefore, this is Kuhilika Roy Chaudhary welcoming Mr. Riaz Munshi for today's interaction so that we together make a critical understanding on how the India outbound scenario is unfolding through his perspective. Welcome, Mr. Munshi.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. My name is Riaz Munshi. I am the president of Outbound Tour Association of India, called OTOAI. It's a non-profit pan-India organization. We work towards the betterment of outbound tourism industry. And as we all know that we see huge potential to grow from here on about outbound industry from India. So we are all geared up and see how we can take the, how we can maintain ethics and all, and how we can be part of the growth story. So thank you so much once again for having me.
A very positive approach to start with. So, Mr. Munshi, the first area that we would like you to draw light on is, as one of the India's key outbound stakeholders, how do you see the evolution of outbound travel market over the years and how is it shaping up for future? Also, when do you see the full recovery in outbound travel taking place?
I believe that there are three key industries showing sign of robust growth post-pandemic, which is aviation, hotel and hospitality, and fashion. If experts are to be believed, they are very bullish on these three industries and are predicting manifold growth to continue for at least 10 years ahead. I have noticed significant changes in the traveling pattern of Indian travelers. The market is shifting towards luxury and experiential travel, and there is a greater shift towards sustainable travel. Consumers are looking for authentic, meaningful experiences and personalized travel offerings. Many are blending business and leisure travel and more conscious of their overall environmental impact. Travelers are now want to travel more numbers of days, want to spend longer time at one place rather than hopping multiple destinations, explore newer destinations and experiences. I am personally very bullish about the India outbound market, as there is a huge potential to grow because of our social and family connections and social media influence. We have a large population of millennial and Generation Z, and they all have the desire to travel abroad. Most importantly, we have more aspirational travelers than actual travelers. Even if we registered a least expected growth of small percentage, it becomes significant in numbers. I recently just, heard one of the news that middle income group is going to grow almost 3 times from here on in next 5 years. And you see the number of, the population, number of people we are. So even a couple of percentage makes a lot of difference in Indian market. Travel is a way of life. It's the most discussed topics in schools, university, and social gathering, I believe. You talk to a 7-year-old child to 75-year-old man, they all want to travel and explore the world. And when India, something which is discussed and in masses, then you have no look back. So this is one of the reason also we, thinking that India can, is heading towards 100 million traveler market in time to come, and it will be the top source market for many countries. All countries will get their share depending on how they position and market their product in Indian market. It all depends. It's a different world. So first they have to understand the Indian market. The all part of India is very different to each another. So same, one strategy may works in Delhi or Mumbai, may not work in Kolkata or Chennai. So that they have to understand that. So I'm quite bullish, and I see a lot of potential in India because we have a lot of rooms to grow. If I look at of the percentage right now, we are maybe 3 to 5% people are traveling abroad. So in case that becomes, we have at least 95% room to grow. So yeah.
That looks really promising, and that is really positive to hear that from you, Mr. Munshi. But if we look at the other end of the road, I mean, what are your views on the gaps or the untapped areas of India's outbound potential and the required strategy ahead?
So see, there are definitely when there are market is growing and market is growing that speed, there are always opportunity and challenges. So
Hmm.
we have to look at how we can to be successful in current environment. One has to be smart, innovative, knowledgeable, and should create their own product, keeping in their client requirement. What earlier used people used to agent, but in particular used to do that they used to do cut and paste kind of thing. So that will not work. They have to make their own product. They as per their keeping their client requirement in mind, and then don't have to go for a run of the mill itinerary. Maybe a one product is suiting me, another one is not to you. So in that case, you might lose the client. So I've noticed, but the significant changes in some of the agents who are more focused and knowledgeable on their product offering. They have realized that they have to master their product to curate memorable experience for their client in order to retain them and also make them their brand ambassadors so they can refer their family and friends to them. If I look at both offline and online, both will grow together simultaneously because there are some areas of luxuries and all which they need a hand holding. They want to experience. They wanted something which they don't know, and that's where I have been telling on a various platform the people to gain knowledge. Be expert in your field. Whatever you want to sell, whatever destination you want to sell, be particular about the destination. Doesn't matter. If you can't sell the world, you restrict yourself, but be master of that. Whatever you are selling should be so good that one person should realize that on their own they could not have made this. So they need someone to create something different. It's like creating, maybe constructing a house or doing the interior of the house. We can do it ourselves, but we cannot add that professionalism. And same thing happens to the travel. And I'm sure slowly people have realized that sometime by doing the booking on their own, anything goes wrong, they're on their own, and there's no support to them in other countries.
Very well explained, Mr. Munshi. I think we all are together looking towards the sun shining bright someday soon. In
Absolutely, yes, yeah, yeah, we will, yeah, yeah.
So, drawing a little attention towards the cross section of the industry as well, Mr. Munshi, what changes in the travel agent's attitude, as well as the travelers, have occurred in selling and buying outbound tour packages?
So similarly, what I said that again you have to be master of your product offering, and then you have to look at which area of you are serving your clients' interest. So according to that, you can create the product, and then you have to market it as well to accordingly. The market is very wide. There are a lot of ways and venues to market your product, but first you have to create. If I know my product, then it's easier for me to sell it to you, and then you cannot compare their product with any ABC because that is my product. I have created depend on my relationship with my supplier, my hotels, my suppliers, my people, and I'm adding value to that. I'm giving a value add-ons which other person may not be give for the similar product. So that way, even you don't compromise with your revenue as well, and then the client is also happy, and you also not going back and forth to see that A is offering 100 rupees less or 1,000 rupees less or 2,000 rupees less. So that is the main thing I feel that, and the customer is smart. So you have to be smarter than them. You have to be more educated. You have to tell them what they can do, what they cannot do, how we can suggest them, how we can create experience of them, how they can, it can be more memorable for them, and how comfortable they are. So you have to make sure that you take care of them well from starting from the airport to airport. They have to be happy. You have to make sure everything is on time, from transfer to the hotels booking, whatever the attractions they wanted to visit. And you have to discuss with them in details to understand their requirement. Maybe one of the attraction is good for me, not good for another one. So all these things matters a lot. So that all have changed, change have come. People have started going for more days now. So earlier they used to go, okay, 2 nights for these only standard itineraries and stuff. That has changed now, and is going forward is going to change, more. So now people have realized that India also has a disposable income. The kind of airfares will come on that also in case we get an opportunity. That why fares are increasing, why there is a lot of demand and all. So there is only, I think that the people have to just, according to me, have to be more knowledgeable on their offering, and that's all. Nothing else they have to do, and they all will grow. Market is growing. There is a business for everyone here.
Quite informative, Mr. Munshi. I think you've mentioned a little about the rising airfares here. So I'd like you to draw a little light on what you have to say about the visa delays and the rising airfares affecting outbound scenario.
So this is definitely a concern. The rising airfare and the visa is definitely a concern. But the airfare, as far as visa is concerned, there are issue of appointment of Europe and US, and it continue to remain challenge. There is a huge demand for, in fact, travel for Europe and America, particularly in summer. These destinations are in demand, and what they should have taken the action before the season, because everybody knew it, that India is going to be the market for this summer, keeping the current scenario in mind. But unfortunately, what we expected, we didn't get it. But let's hope that they can come out with, some of them, yes, have changed, like the UK has changed their pattern, and now they have started issuing normal visa within 10 to 15 working days. So that's a good news. And I'm sure the other will also follow, because India has a huge potential to grow. And by not doing these, not only they, the entire, stakeholders are losing the, business or a revenue, whatever. So it's a loss for everyone, not all the stakeholders. So I sincerely hope that soon the visa issue to be resolved. In fact, Europe has to, they have nothing, particular of issuance of visas also. What they can do, they can have a different department for the people who are frequent travelers. They should issue more validity to them, so they should not come back to them again in order to reduce the the demand. But in fact, they don't do so. The rush keep in increasing. They give the visa. Sometimes people are not able to travel during that time frame, and something happens, they have to cancel. Then again, they have to reapply the visa. So for one thing, you are doing the double the job, and we don't mind doing it because we get the fees. But at this time, we understand that comfort is more important for the client also. If they have more validity of visa, we have seen that they travel more often to their destination. Like now you are allowed to travel to Dubai on the if you have a US valid visa. I've seen people are going on even for a couple of days on a weekend. They say that I have a US visa, just issue the tickets and book the hotel, and they go. And we have seen the growth of other countries also where visa on arrival. So definitely these countries are losing on to that. And like I mentioned, UK, the Australia is doing extremely well. That visas are coming in a couple of days, and you see the numbers what they are getting now. They are almost at the par of 2019 number, the pre-pandemic numbers. So the visa, see, without visa, people cannot travel. We have to understand that tourism also have to understand that your and our efforts goes in vain in case we are not getting the visas on time. So let's hope for the best. And as far as airfare is concerned, it's purely work on a basis of demand and supply. We want demand to keep increasing, but at the same time, we wanted supply also to keep increasing, so that the gap is filled up. Right now, only the demand is increasing, supply is not there. So it's like any other business. It's a commercial business. If my demand is more, I'm definitely going to charge you more. So same way. So it's not, there is no rocket science. The moment the demand, the supply increases, you will see the fare is going to go down.
I think, Mr. Munshi, you never fail to charm us with your infectious positivity. But Mr. Munshi, amidst all these positive sides, I mean, I think the audience would also like to know what is the government's role in the entire tourism scenario. I mean, how do you see the Indian government prioritizing the tourism industry, and how is it affecting India's outbound agents?
It's unfortunate that Indian government is not supportive to outbound tourism at all. They only want to promote India. We all want to see our country to prosper, but it's not one-way street. Outbound contributes significantly in country's economic growth, support infrastructure, and create millions of jobs. There are reasonable presence of tourism board in India, and they all bring foreign exchange to India. But I know somehow these are the points which are missing from government side. Other major issues government should address by introducing licensing to run travel-related business, which will stop fly-by-night tour operator and also restrict foreign companies to operate in Indian market. What is happening now? The people who are registered not in India, they are doing business in India. They are very competitive than us because they are not paying TCS, they are not paying GST, they are not paying any, they are not contributing to Indian economy. So definitely, and going forward, if TCS is increased to 20%, you are inviting more players to come and do business in India. So one hand, it is against the policy of Indian government that they wanted to like ease of doing business. So why I don't know why they restrict this. We are also ambassador, become ambassador of India. When we go abroad, we also meet people. We tell people that our country is very different. Why don't you visit and all? And they also have a confidence that they meet Indian people. So this is give and take, and so much of infrastructure what we have created. So many airlines is coming. So many embassies are coming. So many trade fairs are happening for outbound, and all these things happening because of the business. So you can't stop the business; it's not going to be stopped. So we have to have a rational things. We know that we wanted an inbound business. It's definitely going to. We are not stopping that. We all wanted inbound to be increased. We wanted more people to come to India. We wanted our foreign revenue to go up, foreign reserves to go up. But at the same time, we can't restrict people not to travel outside India, or we cannot impose all this thing on them, the taxes and all on them. So then, this is a product which you can buy from anywhere. It's not you have to buy from India. So if the Indian tour operators are more expensive, then the people will start buying from abroad. And India is so socially connected that word spread. If you will go, you will talk to 10 other people, you will put it in social media that, it's better to buy from a hotel directly or from the agent abroad. That work out more cheaper than the Indian. And that's what question people have started asking us the question that how we are going to survive. If there is a 20%, we might, buy from abroad. Even if they pay TCS, they are saving almost 5% GST. And that's what I've explained to the government as well, that GST is your revenue. Income tax is your revenue. So you are leaving the revenue and you are just on a TCS, which you are going to return to the client after that. So even if they think that they don't want to book it here, they want to book there, they will pay the TCS to you. But how about the GST? How about the income tax? Because nobody has generated income in India. So that is a major thing, India, and we have been representing, and let's see. But somehow, at least we have got some breather that they have stopped this, and it's coming from October, and there are some even threshold also for the up to 7 lakhs. We wanted more clarity on that, and we have been writing to them. Soon the clarity comes, so it is at least some relief for us. The other major issue is, that the mandatory PAN card requirement for foreign remittances. What that means, that I cannot do booking for any foreigners. So if I have a client in London and wanted me to book anything, he likes my product of Maldives or Singapore or Thailand or any other place, but I cannot book it because how I am going to remit money to the hotel or to the agent. So this is also a very big thing. They have done some changes recently, some amendment in that, but that is only for the foreigners who are visiting India. So the foreigner, but there are not everyone visiting India. I have a friend, relatives, my, some family connections abroad. And I always tell them that we have a better product to offer you. If you want to travel from London to Mauritius or to Kenya or to Tanzania, then I have much better offer. I have a product, but then I cannot sell because how I'm going to remit the money. So that is the biggest, hurdle we have, which I think they should address. So the government is anyway, they want to promote inbound. We are the, spoiled brat for them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Munshi, for your
My
unfiltered
pleasure.
opinion. Totally
My
mesmerized
pleasure.
to hear your detailed perspectives. Any
Thank you. Thank you
message,
so
Mr.
much.
Munshi, that you would like to convey to our audience or the industry?
So industry only that be a part of this growth story, but then you have to be more professional. You have to be more, product specific. There is a huge market, and there is a lot of verticals within the travel. So you can explore inbound, outbound, wedding, destination wedding, MICE, or maybe transportations, attractions. So there is sky is the limit. So explore that, be positive, and keep growing. I would be happy to see everyone to be part of this growth story.
Absolutely. So it was simply beautiful to have your presence today, Mr.
Thank you
Munshi.
so much. Thank you
And
so much for having me here. Thank you.
thank you so much, Mr. Munshi. So,
Thanks.
with this positive note, I conclude the session today and thanking the lovely audience joining us. This is Kuhilika Roy Chaudhary signing off as we promise to get back with another detailed episode and session with another voice and another insightful conversation. Stay tuned for more. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Mr. Munshi, just a last thing that I want to know from you is
Yeah. Yeah.
can you please share a message for T3 audience and Sate respectively so that we can use that later?
Yeah, definitely. So I have been attending Sate for I don't know how many years, and it is one of the leading travel trade. So it has when they have maintained for so many years. It is only almost on a. It is like an international standard. So and I think one of the leading happens in India. I would like more agent to participate. They have to attend. I wanted more buyer, seller who to participate. This is a good even networking opportunity they give you. So it's better to have a good networking, enhance your knowledge, new product. So trade fair like this always, very helpful for people, like all the fraternity people for buyer and seller both. Because as a buyer, you get a lot of innovative ideas. Attending that, you meet, your old friends. You revive your old relationship. You make a new friends, and our business is only on a relationship. So, a lot of people ask me before also during the COVID that how do I see when trade fairs are going to happen now or not? Is going to be online only? And I told them that no, it's not possible. We need a human touch. Our business is purely on a relationship. If I go to Sate, I meet people and then identify some of them I click, I may not click. And then I get some new ideas, new that some of thing is missing in my product, or maybe I have to enhance how I can enhance my product. So that's a very good job you are doing, and the way it is happening, it is getting better and bigger every year I see. So all the best to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Munshi.